right? Probably has to do with parenting. I mean, right? We call them helicopter parents now. We live with 350 undergraduate students, and so we see a lot of students at MIT and a lot of parents. So probably starts at home, probably starts in younger, yeah, K through 12, you know, elementary, high school, and definitely universities, because at universities, I don't know, maybe our job is to unteach a lot of things that have maybe been mistaught, if you will. It's really the place, for sure, before people are have professional jobs or experience. And then how do we do it? How do you all do it? I'm not in, you know, industry much. I think it's a problem for all of us. Kind of celebrating, celebrating failure.
Hola.
Hola.
If today is 1969, what do you want to be, astronaut or Houston team?
An astronaut or who?
Houston team.
Oh, astronaut.
Why?
Why? Oh, yeah, I mean, to go to the moon? Oh, that, I mean, you know, that has got to be the best. I mean, to go to the moon and walk on the moon, I mean, I build a lot of contraptions in my lab to simulate walking on the moon and Mars. So to really go there, I just kind of live it vicariously with, we're in touch. We had a big exploration symposium last year. We invited all the MIT alum, but also the Apollo astronauts. And we had, you know, 3 or 4 there starting to get older and pass away. But it's, we try to have a lot to learn from all these folks. We try to do a lot of oral histories of the Apollo astronauts and what was their experience and things like that. There's always more to learn. So, yeah, definitely go to the moon.
I would like to know what role has scientific research in your career? Scientific research rather than the so-called applied research, fundamental research.
Oh,
and
science versus.
Yeah,
okay.
and how are you somehow evaluated at MIT, an academic like you?
Yeah. So, good question. So I'm more of an experimentalist, and actually a little bit more to the applied side, personally. That's, again, goes a little bit more with my strengths. So there's no substitute for deep knowledge. So engineering, science, engineering, foundational information is critical, but I think it's all a pendulum, as many things in life. And from science, at least in the US, you know, it was after World War II, some important science advisors to our presidents, taking us to the engineering science model of university engineering education. And I think that was great. I think it served us really well for 50 years. And I think when we hit the new century, a lot of us are working on curriculum reforms over the last 10, even 20 years, but at least definitely the last 10 years. I think the pendulum really needs to be back to the middle or much more to the applied side for engineering. And of course, I have colleagues that disagree, but I'm much more to the hands-on apprenticeship model, design, build, you know, and learn from iterative design. As long as, but you got to get the calculations right. I mean, you know, there's no substitute. So one builds on the other. But I'm very much kind of in favor of more of the applied engineering model.
How are you evaluated as an academic?
Not that way. We have a tenure system, and it's kind of the old model. And
Scientific publications?
yeah, it's publish or perish. You know, that's the short answer. And so we're judged on our publications and impact nationally and internationally. But there's been a little change, we get evaluated quite seriously on our teaching. I know that some people think maybe that's a surprise for MIT. It's a big part of promotion cases are your teaching and also on service. So we really are evaluated, but in priority, research, teaching, and service. And all 3 count. You can't get tenure before a full professor at MIT by, well, we're about 150 years old, and I only know of 3 cases of faculty who were promoted because of excellent teaching. And we're 1,000 faculty, so most everyone gets promoted. Pardon me? They count. That's all. You know, they count. They're part of the research publications, and patents count. They're acknowledged, but it's you know, a more minor contribution, like teaching is important, but yeah, it's changing. It needs to, for multidisciplinary people, it's I say it's kind of hard. The old systems, tenure is an ancient, archaic system. You know, if you want my opinion on it, but I had to go through the system like anyone else.
Hi, my name is Loreto. I'm a business engineer and a plane pilot.
Ah, great.
And when I was 5, I was in love to Carl Sagan.
Ah,
For
so
me, the biggest explorer. And my question is, how can, and I want to study physics, or I want to be an astronaut, but I hate physics at schools. And how can we motivate children, students, kids, us, to explore the world? Because, for example, for him, the cosmos, it was like the ocean. I'm very related with the ocean and the cosmos.
Yeah.
How can we make the click on kids, on us, on students to motivate to explore?
Yeah. It's a great question, because none of us in here should say I hate physics, or, you know, I hate English, right? Just, that's not a good sign. Kids should all love to learn as much as they can. And so I think it just takes great teachers. Unfortunately, we're a little short on great physics teachers, but physics can be taught very well. Again, sorry, we don't probably have enough examples of that, but physics can be really fun. It wasn't for me, but I know it can be.